Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the show. We're getting back to some updates about the Brown shooting here, and of course, the FBI and local authorities are absolutely useless. I mean, it's been pathetic. It's happened in Australia. It's happened here in Rhode Island as well. The police grabbed the wrong person. Well, not in Australia, but they grabbed the wrong person in the Tyler Robinson shooting of Charlie Kirk. They originally arrested two people beforehand that they believed were the shooters. They were wrong. They were forced to release them. Now in the Brown University shooting, they caught someone and were clapping each other on the back, saying, "We'd like to thank police and first responders for the great job that they did," and the idiots got the wrong person, and now the shooter's still on the loose. Not to mention the moron mayor coming out and saying that everything's fine. You know, we have the shooter. This is the idiot leftist Democrat mayor right here. Looks like an alien or a reptilian or something. Saying that we have the shooter and there's nothing to worry about
What's your message to
the
the people
populace.
of Providence who are still afraid?
Yeah, I mean, the chief of police was asked the question about the location of the person of interest, and our investigation is ongoing. The leads that we're running down are giving us more information regularly, but the location of the individual right now is not known. My message to the community is that we are doing everything possible to help them take the first tentative steps forward, because one way or another right now, residents, my neighbors, they still need to go to work, kids still need to go to school, and so we're providing enhanced police protection and visible coverage. It's hard to go a block or two without seeing a police officer right now in my city, to provide that confidence and sense of safety and security for neighbors that have to take some steps forward.
All right, so I don't know about you guys, but
So that was Devori Darkins. He had some. I had a hard time finding this, and he had some stuff. So shout out to him for it. But the mayor had just been going on and saying that prior to that, everyone's safe. You're fine. Even though, and then he contradicts himself. Even though the shooter's still on the loose and we haven't found him, and Jake Tapper ends up pressing. Jake Tapper's a scumbag, but at least kudos to him for pressing him a little bit more. In saying, well, wait a minute, you haven't found the shooter, but you're telling the community that they have nothing to worry about. You still have a shooter on the loose. I mean, you're suggesting that he shot two people in the school and that's it. He's done. He's not going to harm anyone else. Now, one of the things that the internet is finding here in Zero Hour One, who's good at coming up with information too, has found this fucking queer right here. Now, this guy has been very conveniently wiped off of the school's website, okay? Here he is. You can no longer find all the information from Brown University here. All you could find was a picture. He is Mustafa Karbouche, 27, of the of not only the Center for Middle East Studies, but also LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign. Now, and this is him here on the right, as you're seeing him in his stupid Palestine gear. And here's him there in regular clothing, looking like, the LGBTQ dude that he is. You see this fat dude with a gut, and then you see the one that is walking around on the streets with the mask on, and you can see some body similarities there as well. Now, I'm not someone that believes in doxing people, so it's, you have to be careful with things like this, but I have found nothing to debunk that this person is not something we should be looking at or asking questions about. And when the school was questioned about him, they had no answers to give you as to, in a press conference, they said, "We can't explain to you why someone would have been deleted from the website. We just don't have any answers for you at this time." And it makes me wonder if this isn't the person that we're looking for. So you're seeing this, fat guy with a gut here, fat guy that's... Now, in addition to this, the person of interest that they're looking for, which is potentially his accounts, is that allegedly, if it's accurate, this guy was showing support for the Palestinians that were, or the Palestinian support group that was going to attempt a terror attack in California. So the FBI foiled a New Year's Eve terror attack that was being set up at the time, again for New Year's Eve. This guy was in support of those people, that group, whoever was kind of talking about this. Allegedly, he was showing support of it on his page. Now, if that is connected to this guy has been wiped from the database of Brown. Potentially, you have your shooter right here. Now, the two people that were shot, because one was head of the Republican group within the school. This poor young lady right here, Ella Cook. The second one, so people don't confuse the names, because it seems like another kind of Arab name, is Muhammad Aziz Urumazokov, or something like that. That was a second one. Now, it's possible he was targeting her and any of the other Republicans that were in this rear part of the building doing economics finals prep. And this one was hit as well. Vice President, let me see, for the loss of her, calling him a brilliant young man who dreamed of being a surgeon. Urumazokov, who graduated from Middleton High School in Virginia, planned to concentrate in biochemistry and molecular biology. I wanted to see if it was talking about his political values. Okay, because it seems like the shooting was politically motivated. I know people are going to say this was just a crazy act. I believe it was politically motivated, and he purposely went after somebody. So he was a dual citizen from Uzbekistan. But it's possible he converted to Muslimism, because Uzbekistan is like former USSR, so you're going to have people of more former Russian descent than you are going to have of a Muslim descent. So it's possible he converted at some point. Let me see, both were beloved campus. So she was a beloved, passionate community. Shut the fuck up. Okay, community is interested in French and Francophone studies. She was a beloved member of the Alpha Chi Omega sorority and the vice president of the Brown University College Republican, school officials said. And it doesn't specifically say for the other one if he was engaged in that. So I would think that maybe he ended up being just random fire coming out, and he was one of the people hit as well. I believe others are injured in the hospital. This is just the two confirmed killed, and we'll have to see the others that are injured as well. But I think it was politically motivated, and he was going after white people, Republicans, etc. But again, I know I'm sort of putting this person on blast here. I get that a little bit of breaking my own rule here as far as doxing. But he is both Muslim and LGBTQ plus minus divided by sign. So those two things do not go together. You can't be gay in a Muslim country, but this is how mentally ill these people are. They believe that you can dip from both cups and you're going to be perfectly fine, and it doesn't work that way. It's like being a fat ninja. You can't be a fat ninja. You can be a fat retired ninja, but you can't be a fat ninja in active service. The both just don't go together. And this guy wants to be a Muslim and a gay man. And neither one of those two go, but it does play to his mental illness. And if he's mentally ill and he's radical, and it was who had that information? Because I looked him up online. It was N Wokeness, and N Wokeness online is got. Matter of fact, I believe I was on his page at one point. He has a lot more information about where this guy's gone, where he's been training, and where he's been getting some of his stuff from. So, if I were a betting man, I would say that it was this guy. Just me personally saying this. If I was a betting man, I would say you potentially have your shooter right here, Mustafa Karbush, 27, from the Brown Middle East Studies and the LGBTQ community as well. So we're going to see, but the police have been incompetent, and even in the Australia shooting, Apparently, more information is coming out now that there were police in the area and they cowered in fear instead of stepping up and protecting the community. I mean, they could have saved so many more lives if they'd stepped up and actually done their job. So Australia has taken a big step to disarming all of their populace. And on top of that, their police are cowards. And they were patting each other on the back for a job well done. I mean, that's a spit in the face of the community. Now you've got the police in Rhode Island patting themselves on the back for getting the first person who was wrong, and now on a hunt to get the second person who is still on the run 3 days later, and they can't figure it out, and they can't get him. I mean, it's absolutely a disservice to the community that we have this incompetent of FBI and police services that are supposed to protect us from all of this. So you tell people they're not allowed to be armed, or you have so many hoops for them to jump through, it could be impossible to be armed, and in the meantime, our police are inept. So, you know, you end up having to go to X, you have to go online for the internet sleuths to come up with all of this information. And like 8 out of 10 times, they end up being right and end up having the information we need. So there you go. If I were a betting man, I would say it's this freako right here. If I'm wrong, I'll come back on, I'll issue an apology, and I'll correct the information. And if I'm right, I will most certainly be back on to say that I told you so. All right, so that's what I have for everyone today. And please like, share, support, and subscribe to the show. YouTube, Rumble, TikTok as well. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you real soon.